Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for July 20, 2026. All right, commercial research analysts and business development leads. We need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then bottom line what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. The GPS Portfolio Realignment Review Cohort closes after this brief. 0 fresh solicitations. Pursuit Portfolio Realignment. That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS26W3 at the-icon.ai capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 0 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov. 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies. And all of that is happening while market BCL is 0% with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. In the past week, the opportunity flow has been notably stagnant. 0 opportunities across the board. When you see a flat line like this on the capture ticker, it signals more than just a quiet spell. It's a moment to reassess the landscape. Typically, the business capture lifecycle (BCL) percentage offers a hint of movement, a pulse of sorts, but with it sitting at 0, we need to look deeper into the implications. This isn't just about the absence of new bids, it's about accessibility versus sheer volume in the market. In times of 0 top postings or legislative shifts, what remains is the enduring question of accessibility. Are opportunities truly accessible, or are they cloaked in complexity and gatekeeping that keeps the volume high, but the entry minimal? The current silence might indicate a recalibration period where agencies are reassessing priorities or budgets before the year's end. For those of us who read this market, this is a signal to refine internal strategies, perhaps focusing on relationship building rather than chasing non-existent leads. The lack of court opinions or executive shifts further suggests a lull in actionable federal changes. If you're a manager who reads this tape, you might interpret this as a temporary plateau, the calm before a potential storm of activity. This is a strategic pause, a chance to solidify your understanding of existing contracts and prepare for an upswing. The capture terminal remains a valuable tool here, not for finding what's new, but for dissecting current holdings and anticipating where the tides might turn next. Turning to secondary signals, the absence of terrain holds and hiring shifts paints a picture of stability, but perhaps an unsettling one. The lack of hiring from agencies suggests a freeze or a slowdown, possibly due to budget constraints or pending policy changes. This could be a mispricing moment in the market, a chance for commercial research analysts to identify undervalued segments before they become competitive again. Without lobbying clusters or court opinions influencing the immediate landscape, the market appears deceptively quiet. However, this quietude can be misleading. It's a prime time for business development leads to look at sectors that might be ripe for innovation or new investments once the ice breaks. The absence of noise can often mean that those who are listening closely can make the smartest moves, positioning themselves ahead of the curve when activity resumes. For those tracking system theories, this is a classic case of potential energy over kinetic. The key is identifying where that energy might release. If you read this market, consider where your portfolio could gain from anticipated shifts, perhaps in sectors that have shown resilience or adaptability in past cycles. This is where the real intelligence work happens, recognizing patterns in the quiet and preparing to act once the signal returns. The current market for commercial research and business development in GPS technology is characterized by stagnant opportunities and minimal federal engagement, presenting a landscape where strategic innovation is both necessary and challenging. Are we effectively leveraging system theory to identify potential shifts in demand? How can we better align our capabilities with emerging commercial adjacencies? What mechanisms can we implement to anticipate and respond to federal demand signals more proactively? Our conviction is that by focusing on adaptive strategies and rigorous analysis, we can transform current inertia into a platform for growth and competitive advantage. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. The GPS Portfolio Realignment Review Cohort closes after this brief. When this window closes, the terrain that justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 26W3 communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite 0.0 million records. 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free, and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow.